Hello everyone, it's me, Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about teaching grammar and vocab. There are some points that we are going to learn. The first is grammar, the second is approach to form-focused instruction, the third is principle of teaching grammar, the fourth is grammar technique, and the fifth is strategies for teaching vocab. Let's start with the grammar. Do you know what is grammar? So grammar is a system of rules that allow us to structure sentences. Larson argues that in order to help language learners use language accurately, meaningfully, and appropriately, we need to explain the three interconnected and non-hierarchical dimensions of grammar. There are three dimensions of grammar. The first is the form dimension. Observable structural components such as phonemes, graphemes, inflectional morphemes, and syntactic pattern. The second is meaning. Meaning is the semantic level of the structural items, including lexical and grammatical meaning. And the third is the use of dimension. It refers to accounts for meaning of utterances across different contexts and cohesion in discourse. If we are talking about grammar, so it is closely related to discourse. Do you know what is discourse? So discourse is the way we use the language by considering some factors such as who is the speaker, who is the audience, where the conversation takes place, and etc. And what is the relationship between grammar and discourse? Discourse and grammar often complement each other, each compassing a different set of constraints of speaker utterances. Discourse constraints are global, pertaining to text coherence and to interpersonal relations. Grammatical constraints are local, pertaining to possible versus impossible structure. Let's move to the second topic, approaches to form-focused instruction. What is form-focused instruction? So form-focused instruction is an instruction that focuses on target grammar. There are two types of focused form instruction. The first is explicit focus on form, and the second is implicit focus on form. What is the difference? So explicit focus on form can be done deductively and inductively. The rule is presented by a teacher deductively, or learners inductively analyze the input and discover the rule by themselves. On the other hand, implicit focus on form allows students to infer and acquire rules without awareness. The teacher doesn't employ structural analysis or technical terms to explain the linguistic rules. Instead, the target form is used in the utterances made to communicate with the students. Feedback and error. In teaching grammar, we must be connected with the feedback. So what is feedback? Feedback is the communication to the learner that is intended to modify his or her thinking or behavior for the purpose of improving learning. There are two types of error, global error and local error. Global error refer to those that affect overall sentence organization, cause the listener or reader to misinterpret the speaker or writer's message. While local errors refers to those that are limited to a single part of the sentence, rarely affect the communication of a verbal message. Lexicogrammatical approach. Level of linguistic structure where is lexis or vocab and grammar or syntax combined into one. Let's move to the third topic, principles of teaching grammars. In teaching grammars, there are some principles that the teacher should pay attention. The first, all three dimensions of grammar, form, meaning, and use should be emphasized. The second, Learners need to have the opportunity to practice and use forms in communicative tasks. The third, deductive, inductive, and abductive approaches can all be useful depending on the goals and emergent needs of the learner in a particular context. The fourth, corrective feedback can facilitate acquisition if it involves a mixture of implicit and explicit feedback. Grammar technique. There are some grammar techniques that the teacher can apply in the classroom. The first is chart, objects, math, and drawing. A chart requires a student to notice and check off certain forms, while object or picture of objects, maps, and other illustration help to make focus on grammatical forms somewhat concrete. While maps are traditional favorite aids in introducing and reinforcing certain grammatical and lexical features of language. The second technique is dictogloss. Do you know what is dictogloss? So a dictogloss activity is one where students work with a teacher-created text and work to reconstruct that text in which a grammar point is embedded. There are some steps in dictogloss. The first is write a short text with the grammar point embedded. The second, teacher explain the activity and review essential vocab. The third, read the passage to the students, but they cannot write anything down. The fourth, students work together to reconstruct the text. The fifth, reread the passage. Students focus on what they are missing. The sixth, review the right passage as a class. And the last step is use the text in a follow-up task or activity. Let's move to the next topic, that is teaching vocab. There are some strategies for teaching vocab. The first is allocate specific class time to vocab learning. It is important to have students meet target words several times. Spreading 20 minutes across a few days at progressive interval will be much more effective for long-term recall than spending 20 minutes all at once. The second helps students to learn vocab in context. The best internalization of vocab comes from encounters with words within the context of surrounding discourse. The third, encourage students to develop word learning strategies. There are some word learning strategies. The first is word building. In word building, the teacher can ask the student to practice word formation through exercise in which the student adds and subtracts suffixes. Or the teacher can ask the student to substitute various root stems with prefixes. The second is definition clues. So definition clues include parentheses, synonym and antonym, and superordinates. The third is inference clues. So inference clues refers to specific restatement and contextual cues. And the fourth, word association. So word association refers to linking meaning and collocation. So that's all about teaching grammar and vocab. If you have any question or comment, you can write it in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Goodbye.